going to do the unit circle, but we're only going to pay attention to the angles, and in the dashed blanks we're going to do degrees, and in the solid blanks we're going to do radians. Okay, so we're going to start with degrees, and obviously we have 0 degrees because we haven't really left, right? Because this is going to be our initial side. So if we have 0 degrees here and we go all the way around, we'll be at 360 degrees. Okay, and now what we'll do is we'll just go onto our quadrantal angles. So this will be 90 degrees, this would be 180 degrees, this would be 270 degrees. Okay, and then we said 360. Now we're going to do the 45. So this is halfway between the x-axis and the y-axis. So this is a 45 degree. And this is going to be 135, and this is going to be 225. You notice how all of these are going to end in 5s, and then you're going to have 315. And now let's do the 30s. So this is a 30 degree. You add 30, you get 60. Add 30 again, you get 90. Add 30, you get 120. Add 30 again, you get 150. Then you get 180, then 210, and then add 30 again, you get 240. You can see it's just walking. 240 plus 30 is 270. Then we add 30 and we're going to get 300, and then we add 30 and we get 330. So the degrees are pretty darn easy, but for the radians, we still have 0 radians here, and pi, of course, is 180. And then if I go another 180, I'm at 2 pi. Okay, so this top little semicircle right here, we think of as 1 unit. So if I did half of that unit, I would do half of pi. If I did a quarter of that unit, I'd do a quarter pi. If I was over here, I would have 3 of the quarters. Okay, so as we walk through this, we're going to do halves or quarters. Well, guess what? We have the bottom is also pi, right? We're just going to go another pi. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, this is 1/2, this is 2/2. We go again. We're going to have 3 pi over 2, or 3/2 pi, and then we go again and we're going to have 4/2 pi, which is just going to be 2 pi. If we walk our quarters, we say we're going to go 1 quarter, 2 quarters, which is just a half, 3 quarters, 4 quarters, 5 quarters, 6 quarters, which is 3 pi over 2, and then 7 quarters. And then, of course, all the way would be 8 quarters, which is just 2 pi. So after we're doing all of our quarters, we can now do our 30, the ones that are 30 degrees. Okay, so remember, this whole thing is one piece. You can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 30s in here. There's 6 30s in here, and that's why this guy is pi over 6. Now, if I went around and I used the pi over 6, obviously the pi over, or 2 pi over 6 is going to simplify. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go 1 pi over 6 away from 0, and then I'm going to do a pi over 6 away from pi. Well, pi is really 6 pi over 6. So this guy would be 5 pi over 6. And this guy would be 7 pi over 6. And this guy right here would be 12 pi over 6. So this one right here is going to be 11 pi over 6 because I'm just a pi over 6 away from the x-axis. Okay, now let's talk about all of those 60s. Okay, so this is 60 degrees. So it's here, so you can see how there's 3 of these in the one at 80. So that's why this is pi over 3. So this is 1 pi over 3. Then we have 2 pi over 3. And of course, when we get back over here at pi, we have 3 pi over 3. But then we go another pi over 3, and we'll be at 4 pi over 3. And another pi over 3 will be at, oops, sorry, I went too far. Another pi over 3, and we're going to be at 5 pi over 3. And of course, then the last one would be 6 pi over 3, which is still just 2 pi. And this should complete your angles.